This week in U.S. immigration news, we are going to cover: U.S. is rejecting over 90% of Afghans seeking entry, some H-1B petitions transferred to the California Center, Virginia budget to move funding from DACA, Mexican authorities find a truck with 366 migrants, shelter for Muslim migrants opens in Tijuana, migrants kidnapped while under MPP, migrant rescues along the U.S.-Mexico border. Since the U.S. evacuated Afghanistan last summer, 70,000 Afghans, who aided the United States war effort or were deemed to be at risk of Taliban prosecution were resettled. Due to the hurried and chaotic evacuation, not all Afghans who were eligible for U.S. resettlement were evacuated, leaving many people behind who began filing applications for parole. Since July 2021, USCIS has received 46,000 applications from Afghans hoping to come to the U.S. through parole. Due to the increase in parole applications from Afghans, many remain unresolved and over 90% of fewer than 5,000 fully adjudicated requests have been denied. As of June 2, only 297 parole requests from Afghans have been approved by USCIS. USCIS announced that certain H-1B petitions and fiscal year 2023 H-1B CAP petitions awaiting intake at the Vermont Service Center are being transferred to the California Service Center for data entry and adjudication. The transfers are in response to the H-1B receipt issuance delays at the VSC. USCIS advises petitioners to allow time for CSC to process the transferred cases and to not submit duplicate petitions out of concern that your previous submission did not arrive or has been misplaced. If your petition is transferred, you will not receive a transfer notice, but you will receive a receipt notice as soon as your petition is processed. Virginia's new two-year budget is receiving criticism for redirecting funding for undocumented college students to historically black colleges and universities in the state. There is $10 million for over 2 years that has been originally set aside for financial aid for undocumented immigrants who are barred from receiving federal student loans and grants. Virginia Gov. Glenn Youngkin asked the General Assembly to use the money instead for students at Virginia's 5 private and public HBCUs. Critics have accused the governor of pitting the groups against each other, and some argue it perpetuates a false scarcity problem at a time when Virginia has a budget surplus.
If you are new to our channel, welcome and please subscribe to stay in the loop. We offer free 15-minute consultations if your case is qualified, so we can point you in the right direction. Stay tuned for the secret code later in the show.
On Thursday, Mexican immigration authorities found a freight truck with 366 migrants from 16 different nations. Some of the migrants on the truck were from Bangladesh, India, Nepal, Yemen, Uzbekistan and South Africa. Agents found the truck parked on the side of a road in the southern state of Chiapas, which borders Guatemala. Migrants have been desperate to leave Tapachula, a city where authorities have made people stay and wait there for visas. Many migrants have tried walking or hitching rides towards the north. Over the weekend, a shelter for Muslim migrants opened in Tijuana, the first of its kind in Mexico. The shelter was created by the Latino Muslim Foundation, who raised $500,000 to start the facility. The shelter can accommodate up to 150 asylum seekers. Migrants will be provided with housing, medical care, meals, and legal services. Included in the medical care is psychological and dental assistance. The shelter will also begin programs to help asylum seekers become familiar with North American culture and customs. Sonia Tinoco, the president of the Latino Muslim Foundation, explained that being on one of the largest borders in the world, this is a source of pride that we are here able to help people arriving at the border. 3 asylum seekers were kidnapped in April while they were under the program known as Migrant Protection Protocols. The U.S. Migration Program, MPP, places migrants under the care of Mexican officials while waiting for their U.S. immigration court hearings. The kidnapping occurred while the migrants were under the care of Mexican officials in the city of Nuevo Laredo. This is the first known kidnapping under the revamped MPP. Last year, a federal judge in Texas ruled that the Biden administration violated procedural laws when it first ended MPP, which is why the program was reinstated. Nuevo Laredo's Civil Protection Authority argues that the kidnapping did not happen and claims the 3 migrants jumped out of a car to avoid quarantine after testing positive for COVID-19. First responders have been preparing for the worst as waters of the canal have been posing a unique danger due to the high water levels and fast-moving current. Authorities reported that there have been 8 deaths in the span of 1 week. U.S. Customs and Border Protection said the canals are deeper than they appear and often have a significant water current and undertow this time of year as water is released from reservoirs upstream for irrigation purposes. CBP urged migrants not to take the risk, warning people of the oppressive desert heat and the dangerous waters. Since October, there have been more than 14,000 searches and rescues along the U.S. southern border.
Friends, show us some love and smash the like button. It doesn't cost you anything. If you have an immigration problem or need a second opinion because you cannot get a hold of your own lawyer, schedule a meeting with our team. Share information with our CARES team and they will help you get scheduled with our legal team. Now here's a secret code to unlock the free 15 minutes.